Will El Niño destroy Earth? A question that has been echoing in the minds of climate enthusiasts and scientists alike. A phenomenon that, although natural, carries with it a sense of dread and uncertainty. The name El Niño, Spanish for the child, is rather deceptive, isn't it? This child has the potential to wreak havoc on a global scale, affecting weather patterns and impacting life as we know it. But will it lead to our planet's destruction? Stay tuned as we uncover the mystery behind El Niño. El Niño, a Spanish term for the little boy, is a climate pattern that causes unusual warming of surface waters in the Pacific Ocean. Now, you may be wondering, what is this all about? Well, El Niño is not just a phenomenon, it's a significant part of our global climate system. Originating from the Pacific Ocean, this weather marvel has a profound impact on climate patterns worldwide. You see, El Niño is a natural weather occurrence that happens every 2 to 7 years. It's characterized by unusually warm ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific, contrary to La Niña, which is noted for unusually cold ocean temperatures. The name El Niño was coined by Peruvian fishermen who noticed the arrival of warmer waters around Christmas. They named it the Little Boy, or Christ Child in Spanish. This event significantly impacts global weather patterns, affecting rainfall, temperature, and even cyclone activity. So, what causes this unusual climatic event? El Niño is the result of a complex dance between the ocean and the atmosphere. Let's delve into the science behind El Niño. This phenomenon begins with the interaction between the ocean surface and the atmosphere in the tropical Pacific. The ocean and the atmosphere are two partners in this dance, and it's crucial to understand how they move together to create the El Niño effect. The ocean surface and the overlying atmosphere are closely linked, constantly exchanging heat and moisture. In normal conditions, the trade winds, which blow from east to west across the tropical Pacific, pile up warm surface water in the western Pacific. This causes the sea surface temperature to be higher in the west than in the east, and the sea level is about half a meter higher in Indonesia than in Ecuador. However, every 2 to 7 years, the normal pattern changes. The trade winds weaken and the piled up warm water sloshes back towards the east, spreading across the Pacific. This is what we know as the El Niño phenomenon. Now, let's introduce another player in this intricate dance, the Southern Oscillation. This is a seesaw-like shifting of atmospheric pressure over the tropical Pacific. When the pressure is high in the east, it's low in the west, and vice versa. This oscillation works hand in hand with the ocean, influencing the trade winds and sea temperatures. During an El Niño event, the Southern Oscillation flips. The atmospheric pressure increases over the western Pacific and decreases over the eastern Pacific. This change weakens the trade winds and contributes to the warming of the Pacific waters. As we can see, El Niño isn't just a single actor on the stage of climate. It's a result of multiple elements interacting in a complex and intricate system. It's the culmination of a dance between the ocean, the atmosphere, and the Southern Oscillation. But how does El Niño affect our planet? El Niño has both positive and negative impacts on our planet. Delving into the effects of El Niño, we find a complex tapestry of influences on global weather patterns, ecosystems, and human societies. It's a bit like the butterfly effect, where a flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil can set off a tornado in Texas. But here, it's the warm ocean waters in the Pacific triggering a cascade of climatic shifts across the globe. In many parts of the world, El Niño acts as a rainmaker. It brings much-needed precipitation to the western coasts of the Americas, quenching arid landscapes and replenishing water supplies. It's a blessing for farmers in these regions, as the rains can lead to bountiful harvests. But on the flip side, these heavy rains can also lead to devastating floods, displacing people and causing significant property damage. It's a delicate balance. Too little water and we're parched. Too much and we're drowning. And then there's the impact on global temperatures. With El Niño, we generally see a warming trend, nudging the global thermostat up a notch or two. This can exacerbate the effects of climate change, amplifying heat waves and intensifying drought conditions in certain parts of the world. El Niño also has a significant influence on marine ecosystems. Warmer ocean waters can lead to coral bleaching, threatening biodiversity and the livelihoods of those who rely on these ecosystems. But let's not forget, these impacts are not all negative. In some areas, El Niño can bring milder winters, reducing the risk of cold-related illnesses and deaths. Plus, it can also have a dampening effect on the Atlantic hurricane season, potentially reducing the number of devastating storms. So you see, El Niño is not a villain, but a player in the grand scheme of our planet's climate system. It brings both gifts and challenges, both boons and banes. It's a force of nature that we need to understand better, to predict better, and to adapt to better. And now the big question, will El Niño destroy Earth? No, El Niño will not destroy Earth. This is the verdict. Although El Niño brings about significant weather changes and can have adverse impacts, it's not a catastrophic event leading to Earth's annihilation. El Niño is a natural part of Earth's climate system, a recurring phenomenon that comes and goes. It's been with us for millions of years, long before the advent of human civilization. It's an integral part of our planet's intricate climate machinery, a cog in the wheel that helps maintain the balance of our global climate. El Niño's impacts, while sometimes severe, are temporary and localized. They can cause flooding in some areas, droughts in others. They can disrupt ecosystems, affect agriculture and fisheries, but they also bring rain to dry areas, helping replenish water resources. And these effects, positive and negative, are all part of the natural ebb and flow of our planet's climatic rhythm. Moreover, understanding El Niño can help us better predict and prepare for weather changes. It can guide us in developing strategies to mitigate its impacts, to adapt and coexist with it. The knowledge we gain from studying El Niño can even contribute to our broader understanding of global climate change. So, while El Niño may cause some climatic disruptions, it certainly won't be the end of the world as we know it. Let's embrace this climate phenomenon, not fear it. After all, it's just another fascinating example of how our amazing planet works.